The White House Correspondents' Dinner took place over the weekend. It's the event where media and politicians put aside bickering and they pretend to get along long enough to be photographed together for the society pages. Now, this year's event was hosted by comedian Michelle Wolf, formerly of The Daily Show, the JV version with Trevor Noah, not the original one with Jon Stewart. Her bit was so bad, C-SPAN even stopped broadcasting the dinner halfway through over FCC concerns. Now, I've stopped watching a lot of comedy because most comedians, a lot of the women just poorly rehash Joan Rivers' shtick, or they, men and women, are all too timid to embrace real, edgy, boundary-pushing comedy, so they stay in the McDonald's play place of jokes. The edge is gone. I caught some of Michelle Wolf's White House Correspondents' Dinner bit, the routine that everybody is talking about, not because it was well written or that it was intellectually provocative, but because people confused a woman and her turkey collar vocal tonalities' desperate desire to shock viewers with wit and the act of roasting. The only thing dragged Saturday night was the patience of those in the audience, and apparently even the White House Correspondents Association president, Margaret Talev herself. Talev publicly thanked White House staffer Alyssa Farah, who credited the unity of the evening, but noted that Michelle Wolf's bitter and unfunny bit tarnished the entire event. Now, this morning, the association stated that Wolf's remarks were, quote, not in the spirit of the event, and that critics have a right to be upset and be critical. Here are some highlights.
Here we are, the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Like a porn star says when she's about to have sex with a Trump, let's get this over with. It's 2018 and I'm a woman, so you cannot shut me up. Unless you have Michael Cohen wire me $130,000. Michael, you can find me on Venmo under my porn star name, Reince Priebus. Of course, Trump isn't here, if you haven't noticed. He's not here. And I know I would drag him here myself, but it turns out the President of the United States is the one you're not allowed to grab. You guys gotta stop putting Kellyanne on your shows. All she does is lie. If you don't give her a platform, she has nowhere to lie. It's like that old saying, if a tree falls in the woods, how do we get Kellyanne under that tree? There's also, of course, Ivanka. She was supposed to be an advocate for women, but it turns out she's about as helpful to women as an empty box of tampons. She's done nothing to satisfy women. So I guess, like father, like daughter. And I'm never really sure what to call Sarah Huckabee Sanders. You know, is it Sarah Sanders? Is it Sarah Huckabee Sanders? Is it cousin Huckabee? Is it Auntie Huckabee Sanders? Like, what's Uncle Tom but for white women who disappoint other white women? Oh, I know, Aunt Coulter.
You know, I bet if you were to play her speaking in the woods somewhere, the turkeys would come far and wide. Now, as far as Talev's remarks at the dinner, watch this.
Real news is sometimes happy, it's sometimes funny and heartwarming, and often it's heartbreaking or critical or makes you angry. But we reject efforts by anyone, especially our elected leaders, to paint journalism as un-American, to undermine trust between reporter and reader, or to cast doubt on the relevance of facts and truth in the modern age. An attack on any journalist is an attack on us all.
Oh, so many, not all, but many in media are so concerned with themselves that they think nothing of the readers they profusely profess to care for. You know, they claim that they do. They claim that they love their viewership, their readers. But anyway, they don't publicly say this until it's a convenient defense against egregious media malpractice. Bad journalism, like when the Journal News in New York published an interactive map of every law-abiding concealed carry permit holder in Westchester and Rockland counties, that's an attack on readers. Allowing guests, unchecked on cable news networks, to label millions of innocent people across America as murderers when they've done nothing wrong, that's an attack on your viewers.